Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. I hope I find you well. As I had promised in the previous episode that I'll be adding the invitational event drive for this episode. So as you can see here, we are doing the pursuit race at Japan. This is where the other cars are much slower than my car, but the thing is they have a head start. So that they can, so we just have to pursue them and catch up to them as quick as possible. So this is one of the invitational events. It will give us points that we can use for upgrading our car. As you can see, we're just getting up here. Go on the look, have a look on the outside of that driver and get past him. So that will be one driver done. We have four more people to go. So just have to keep our head low and just hit that gas button and get through. So but make sure that I don't go off track like I have done here, just going wheel to wheel with that driver, but gone really deep into the outside of the track as well as here. Looks like it is easier to do the overtakes on the outside because most of the drivers take the inside line, and in that case it becomes really difficult to pass them. So just have to go on the outside of many of these drivers and get past them. And as you can see, because this car is really overpowered, it just flies, and there is no doubt as such about its performance. So that is a really good thing because of course in an invitational event it would be really great to have a really good car and not something that isn't too fast or isn't competitive in. So this will be the win for in this invitational event. That will give us a few points that we can, resource points that we can use for our upgradation of our vehicle. So it's a really important thing, and really have to make sure that I win many of these invitational events. But now we are on to the next race weekend, that is of course at China, in Shanghai. It's a really great track. It's a bit tricky as well because a lot of chances for making mistakes and going off track as well. So just have to keep that in mind and make sure that I don't make any mistakes like I did in the previous race at Australia, trying to catch up to that man there on the screen, Kimi Raikkonen, and losing that race win, which I think would have been a great thing, would have been a great start to the season. But nonetheless, it was a beautiful P2 for us in that race, and so we really trying hard to get that first place in this weekend. But the problem is I'm not that great at this circuit. I always find it difficult to drive on this circuit here at China, especially after that first corner. It just becomes really difficult. But as you can see, it's a really beautiful circuit, especially this long, almost a kilometer long back straight, which just helps you get as much as power as possible and hit that maximum speed limit on your car. So that's a really good part of this track, and overall it's a really well designed track, I would say. But everyone has their own preferences, so I generally don't prefer driving on this track. But this is the practice session. I'm not going to show you a lot of it because of course the main part is the qualifying and race. This is just for gaining those resource points and kind of getting used to the track. That is all. So I won't be showing a lot of it, but of course I'll be showing you the qualifying and race as well. So like in last race weekend, we did really well, my teammate and I. So just hoping to do well this weekend as well. and just keep getting those points, that were required points for the drivers championship, as well as the constructor championship, which is be really key for us. So as you can see, there's nothing much to do in this show. No, there's nothing much to show in this practice program. I'll be showing you a lot of the race and qualifying, as I have already said. This is really I'm really hoping that we don't have any wet weather, because I generally don't prefer this track as such, and a wet weather race or qualifying would have been really scary. So yeah, just making sure that we don't make any mistakes like we did in Australia during qualifying, getting onto the curbs too much for too long, and probably locking up the front brakes and all those things. Those are a few unnecessary mistakes that I try to avoid, and it brought us to our very first pole position for the Chinese Grand Prix, which is really big surprise to me, because I actually did not expect that. And as you can see, Sebastian Vettel and Hamilton are the other two drivers in the top three. So just looking forward to making a huge impact, and of course we have that advantage of the pole position. So trying to make I should try to make the most out of this position that we have on track, and get past and do as much damage as possible to other cars. Not in a very literal manner, but this is just by damage I mean that I drive well, and not I don't make mistakes, which will mean that they will have to stay behind me, and I get my very first win in F1. So as you can see, there's a lot of straight parts and like speed trap kind of things on this circuit, and so it's a really fast circuit. It's not slow or anything, any of such sorts. So I think in the past I've taken this circuit for granted, and always thought it was a really slow circuit. But once you get onto these cars here, like the newer modern cars, then you realize how actually fast you can go on this circuit. So as you can see, there Sebastian Vettel, myself speaking to the team principal Vijay Mallya. Of course, this is a really old version of the game. This is the 2017 version. Sorry. So you have people like Vijay Mallya and all in Force India, which is now called as Racing Point. So it'll be interesting to see how other drivers do and how they drive. So
we're almost ready to go then, and this is what the
let's get on to that track and do some damage. So as you can see, myself and Vettel in the first grid, in the first row, Vettel and Hamilton and Bottas on the second row. So I'll try to minimize any mistakes that I can make and let these guys pass, because I think once I let these people past me, it'll be really difficult to get even closer to them. So onto the race, on the grid, 5 red lights, and away we go for the Chinese Grand Prix. Really great start from Vettel and Valtteri. Look at him, just get past, and we are banging wheels. I don't think that is a great thing for us. And look, just like that, I have gone off track. That is really bad start for me. Again, I go banging onto the wheels of my teammate, making up just one place now from P8 to P7 now. Maybe it's just a consolation. Trying to make a dive bomb on both the Red Bulls. But just let us check out that replay of our horrible race start. So 5 red lights, and you can see the people behind me getting such a great start of the starting blocks, and I just get squeezed on the outside, and I make a little bit of contact, I think, which uh, but not much to actually blame any of these drivers. So of course, and I just went on and hit my teammate in the tires. So but that was a really bad start for me. um, as you can see, by the end of this second lap, and on the third lap, I have already made some positions, I've gained some positions, and I'm trying to get to Sebastian there in front of me in the Ferrari. But I'm sure it's not going to be that easy. Like it happened with Kimi, it is difficult to get to them because of that really powerful engine that we will see now on that straight. Even though I will have DRS, rich mix, everything on, I just can't get to them. I think the only thing will be the only way I can get to them will be late braking, in which I've done here, and get a really good exit off that hairpin. And I think I should make a move on Vettel on this front straight, as I will have the advantage of DRS, take the help of all that slipstream I can get, and just zoom past. But the unfortunate thing is, it is already the 5th lap, and by the end of this lap I have to get into the pits and change my tires. So currently I'm using I'm on the Red Wall Super Softs. Also here, as you can see, I'm trying to minimize the mistakes from I did, which I did in the race in Australia. Really got slowed down in that pit exit, sorry, the pit entry, and made a mistake. But this is actually a great risk that my team are taking, bringing me in early, but really good pit stop from them. But I think it is a bit dangerous. As you can see, Alonso almost making contact with us, and so was Daniel, almost going to hit us, just saved in the nick of the moment. But as you see, by the end of lap number 9, we are back into the lead of the race, and we can see Vettel and Raikkonen behind us, trying to get closer to me and probably take that lead. But I don't know how easy it will be, because I am myself on that soft compound tires, and like currently heated it up well, and getting as much grip as possible. And now on to the final lap. I've surely lost some time because I've lost some grip on the tires, not getting that good of a traction of many of the corners, especially this one. The car is almost sliding off, and it kind of looks like it's cooling down a bit, so the track temperature has reduced, I think, a bit, so which may play a small part in that traction of the tires. But as you can see, we get first sector purple, the fastest in that sector. So, but I don't think I'll be looking at making any fastest, like trying to get the fastest lap or something, because I just have to be careful not to make any mistakes and keep hold of this first position. As you can see there behind us, that Stoffel Van Dorn, I think, had stopped on the grass. I was actually wondering if he would actually be on the track and probably slow us down, which may create some problems for us. But thankfully he stopped his car on the grass, which was really good. And a little bit of that swerving celebration going on already. I think early celebrations are not a good thing. But the last corner, and we get onto the front straight, and of course here I can do the swerving celebration because we have come first in the Chinese Grand Prix after that horrific and a terrible race start in that first after the first turn, turn number one. I actually didn't think I'd be able to make it this far in the grid, uh, but anyways, it is a really well deserved, I think, a win for the team. I would say mainly because they really took a risk bringing me in the fifth lap, whereas I think many of the people I think used that super softs till I think the seventh lap or something. But all of that doesn't matter because we are on that top step, and the only thing in our mind right now is to enjoy and celebrate with the team that huge achievement that we have had in our second race itself of coming first in that in at the Chinese Grand Prix. So it's a really great day for the Force India team, and as you can see,
And now let's take a look at the
myself in
There's
first
no lead
place,
chase for the Formula
Vettel,
Championship
Raikkonen,
after a
Bottas,
superb
Verstappen,
performance.
Hamilton,
Now the
Ricardo,
Harley Davidson,
Perez,
who was your
Grosjean,
driver of the
and
day?
Magnussen
Probably Carlos Sainz.
making the top 10 in and the points table. Alonso, Sainz, Daniel, and Palmer, Verlaine, Hulkenberg, Ericsson, Van Dorn, Stroll, and Felipe Massa are the 20 drivers that are on the grid. See you next week. Bye bye.